Lukashenko regime uses civilians as a weapon in a modern hybrid war. What we see here is a new method. You are the essential bastion ready to defend us against these new methods.
Well, let's speak to Elena Korosteleva, a professor of international politics and a visiting professor at the University of Oxford. Good to have you with us. So we have a situation now where Poland has moved troops to its border. Lithuania has declared a state of emergency along its border. Just how serious is this situation?
Well, we just have a crisis really on the doorsteps of the EU. It is unfolding crisis. It is a food. It's on the one hand, it's humanitarian crisis. We clearly see all these people left on Belarusian border in absolutely inhumane conditions. The weather, of course, is turning for the worst. And there are children, families, the elderly, and they're all left there unattended. And on the other hand, there is also a possibility, an increasing possibility of potentially a military conflict. Now, with NATO getting increasingly involved, and there are rising concerns on the part of the EU.
Yes, so what can the EU do to stop this? This situation can't continue forever. Is there a consensus over what the next steps should be?
I'm afraid the EU is taking its time, because obviously it's a very complex machinery, complex institution. But at the same time, what is needed is, well, first of all, it's not just about sanctions or the fifth package of sanctions that the EU is currently kind of preparing, finalizing, because sanctions we know take time to affect the regime. What we need to see is, first of all, just take a humanitarian approach in a sense of helping those people, perhaps even accepting refugees, building refugee camps, then processing them. And if indeed these people are in crisis, they could be accommodated by the EU or be potentially returned back to their home countries. But this is not happening at the moment. And that's where basically where further steps on the part of the EU and concerted joint effort is really necessary.
If Russia is involved, as Poland says it is, how much more complicated does that make the situation?
Well, judging by the tactics that Lukashenko regime is presently using, there is a clear signature of Russia's involvement at the back stages. That means that there is a serious provocation afoot, in a sense that what regime is presently deploying or trying to do is actually to destabilize the EU, to sow havoc and discord between the EU member states. We can see that there is Poland and Lithuania in particular, they're responding differently to the situation of crisis. And this way, it creates some form of discord between them. And what is most important is the EU should present a united front and clearly condemn Lukashenko regime. We can see that what is happening is the externalization of Lukashenko's regime's violence, and the EU is beginning to be affected. So we need far more concerted effort on the part both of the EU and the international community.
Elena, thank you very much indeed. Elena Korosteleva there.